intelligence within the design. And by looking at the intelligence within this design model, we can then see the purpose by observation. And then through transformation at the atomic level, we will achieve what the ultimate purpose for this body has been all along, and what has been stopped in its tracks from being affected. Now, we look at the three words: trans, mute. What's that word? Now, mute is the ancient Kemetic word for the triple black cosmic womb whose menstruum is dark matter consciousness. Mute is the vulture, which is the one who takes that which is dead matter and recycles it. That's why the vulture is the representation of Mut. But Mut is the great mother. She is the triple black mother. She is that thing that intent takes and changes. The one thing about humanity is that it does not stay stagnant. It constantly changes. At this point, the synchronicity wants us to remain the same, because the synchronicity is the lifeline for those creatures, those entities that are living off of your pain and suffering. Pain and suffering they like. They love that shit. Because if you're in pain, it means you're in confusion. And confusion generates a certain type of energy. And when you generate confusion, they suck. They have a smorgasbord. You have the word at. The word at in the dictionary means it's a word used as a function to indicate the goal of an indicated or implied action or motion. I mean, the whole word transmutation is broken down into some heavy shit. The word at is used as a function word to indicate the rate, degree, or position in a scale or series, or a position in time. Come on. And the word ion, we know, is an atom or group of atoms that carry a positive or negative electrical charge as a result of having lost or gained one or more electrons. Look at this thing. Everything about this word transmutation has to do with the atomic structure. So in telestic transmutation, we take what is evident based on intelligence creating it, and then we transmute that, or allow it, take the ceiling of its development away, so that you will allow it to reach its fullest potential. Telestic transmutation could be condoned to mean, or condensed to mean, the act or endeavor, this is my humble opinion, the act or endeavor by us here today to elevate our state of spiritual, metaphysical, and biopsychic awareness by inquiring into, first, the present design and molecular constitution of the human temple to reveal its true potential and purpose, so that secondly, we can transmute at the ion, transmute at the ionic level, transmute at the ion, for the ultimate purpose of going beyond the specific chemical elements that presently construct our temples. Come on. Every memory you have is based upon a chemical signature that you created. The chemical signature was created based upon how your emotions calibrated the experience that you were having at that time. So every memory you bring back causes you to create a certain type of chemistry in your body. That chemistry now brings back the pictures that were associated, just like any other photograph. When you take a photograph, you got to put it through a series of chemicals to get the bad boy to come to life. The same thing with you. Pictures in your memory and your imagination come back as a result of the experiences, because the chemistry is mixed uniquely to the experience. So, when you transmute at the place where you photograph your experiences, and somebody now puts, come on, listen carefully, puts experiences and words into your chemistry so that they align your chemistry to the synchronicity, check. When you are thinking, they have put a mind lock, a light code lockdown on any potential for future thinking. All of your thinking is constrained to what you believe to be the present and everything that has happened to you in the past. So every time you think you want to solve a problem, you have to go back into a catalog that was already gone. It's in the past. So you never look to the future for any solutions. You have to go to the past, because all memory is of the past. All thought is of the past. I defy you to sit here today and give me a thought that has never been thought before. I'll wait. Can you think of a thought that has never been thought before? Anybody? It's like, oh shit, why do you say that? You can't think of any thoughts that have never been thought before, because all thought is of the past. Yes?
However, when you think a thought that is out of the box, of synchronicity, you're commended for that thinking, and you're rewarded in monetary compensation because it's such a rarity.
Or is it actually that you are thinking and that somehow they have perverted what has been an organic idea into something that ends up aiding the synchronicity anyway?
Okay, but you're focused, and I hear you, and you're rewarded for that.
Right. That's the reward, because,
Maybe a thought that they didn't have,
of course,
they trained.
or they already have the side guards in place for any types of thoughts that will come out of the synchronicity that seem to be outside of the synchronicity. Yes, and then they just marginalize you just like that, and I can give you examples of that. What's an example? The civil rights movement. The civil rights movement. Right. Took it, owned it, so that now they got reverse discrimination. You ain't got shit. Malcolm X's picture. The Nation of Islam. This brother wasn't talking about loving white people until he went over there and began to understand that, hey, you know, white people over here are crazy. White people all over the world are crazy. But when he went into the mosque in a place that was controlled, hey, it looked like we could live in peace. But now the Nation of Islam and this man, who was shot and killed by the very people that they could not assimilate him, when you could not be assimilated, they have to eliminate you. Now the ideas that he has, they know, is very popular because it's real. It's about how the matrix is treating you and how you may retreat from the matrix. But how can they use that to keep you in the matrix? Very simple. We'll sponsor a day for you to come out and celebrate. We'll keep these niggas in the matrix, have them come out and celebrate. The last thing Martin Luther King said is, don't give me no motherfucking holiday. Last thing you should ever do is to give my name a goddamn holiday. Soon as he died, all these dumbass niggas was looking for a holiday for Martin Luther King. As soon as the first fucking celebration came down, they had a king bed sale. King size mattress sale.
Yes, sir.
Now, as a decoder listening to all of the above, you must begin your journey to clarity by asking what amounts to be the impeccable question. You see, you cannot put anything against, you cannot assail the synchronicity. And the one way to dysfunction the synchronicity temporarily is to inquire of the impeccable question. See, the synchronicity is programmed for answers. Okay? And your questions are based upon the answers that they expect you to ask the questions for. Synchronicity now can be dysfunctioned when you create the impeccable question. The impeccable question is one that must have an impeccable answer. Not one that is divisive, one that is distractive, but one that cuts right to the point. The matrix will give you God. It will tell you all the different polarities of the language that you could use to try to express God. The matrix will try to define love for you. The matrix will tell you all the things that you need to satisfy that part of your inquiring mind. But ask the impeccable question. I just did ask you an impeccable question, and you couldn't answer me. The impeccable question is, can you give me a thought that never was thought before? And the first thing you did was shut down. And what did you do? You went into the inventory of your experiences to see whether or not you could think a thought that was never thought before. And by the very fact that you went into your inventory, you went into where? Your past. So the question has stopped you. The mainframe now is smoking. How the fuck can I think of a thought that was never thought before when I have to use the agency of thought to try to find that? And the agency of thought is a container for all experiences of the past. The way you know and create an impeccable condition is when thought becomes distilled. When thought becomes a pointer, to intelligence. There is a difference between thought and intelligence. Now, I know I've said this before, but in the context, now you get it from a completely different viewpoint. Thought and intelligence are two different things. Yes, beloved?
You get a revelation through trance. Is that a thought that has to be thought before?
Ah, now, that's a good question. If you come in through trance, who are you connecting with? Because these motherfuckers have just tapped into the Akashic records. Whoa! They have tapped into the place where all experiences are cataloged electronically. They have set up what they call the web. I don't understand how you Negroes can get a computer after they tell you that you're going to put you on a web. Niggas don't understand. They have no clue as to the synchronicity, the willing slavery of being in a web and then going into virtual reality. Virtual reality. These motherfuckers are telling you that you're in the matrix. And everybody runs out and gets that perverted eye of Veru and it sits in front of them and they sometimes there for 10, 12 hours a day. Burning their mind with information. Information they got shit to do but keeping them in the synchronicity. Yes, brother.
All right, so then if that's the case, right, then just to live existence of its own, you need a matrix. Because I'm trying to understand if there is a reality where there is no rule, then that would make sense. What is the purpose of that?
Okay, good question. What rules are we talking about now? Have we sat to the dynamics of rules that were given to us by nature as our ancestors did? Let's go back to what the rule setting was. When you lived in a specific area of Africa or South America or places where people of indigenous origin lived, you can go to different tribes and they have different names for God. Check. Why is that? Anybody can tell me?
Maybe because each tribe or group has their own matrix, own system, own paradigm.
Okay. How was it formed? Ah, see? Now we're asking the impeccable question. How does a matrix come about?
A collection of belief systems.
Okay, that's one. Anybody else?
Through experiences.
Through experiences. Anybody else?
And the particular language system.
Okay, the language system, which actually forms the matrix of the experience, or is formed by the matrix of the experience. Let us look at how matrices are formed. The first thing you must understand about a matrix is the word repetition. Okay? Is it an artificial cyclic repetition state, or is it a natural repetition state based upon how nature dictates those cycles? Ah. Who dictates your cycles of day-to-day living? What natural order of the cosmos gave you 9 to 5 as the order of your fucking life every day? What cosmic order gave you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 as the order of your day? Yes, brother.
How was the word
bent.
Uh-huh.